Hey guys, and welcome to the channel. And in today's Star Citizen video, I thought it was finally time to talk about the Starlancer Max, right? This is the large lady, the large RV of the verse. She makes a great, fantastic RV at that, and that's kind of what I want to talk to you guys about today. We're just going to do a quick overview of the ship. I'm going to try to touch on this as fast as I can. Don't want to make this video too long. As always, I try to keep the ship kind of overviews, reviews type things as quick as possible. So let's dive straight into this. First off, let's take a quick look at the outside. Okay, so the first thing you notice are the large side guns here. Now those are pretty decent size considering what the ship is. This is more or less a hauler. So right here, pilot controlled, we have 4 size 4 weapons, all slave to the pilot. Fantastic. I think that's great. They're decent. They can do some pretty good bounties. I've had no problem doing some VHRTs, and successfully, if you're a decent pilot, can pull off some easy ERTs right now in PvE. Pretty simple to do, right? So on top, right around here, you can see we have turrets. Now we have one here, and then we have one in the back, and both of these are remote control turrets, and they carry 2 size 4s. So that's a total of 6 size 4 guns. Pretty decent in my opinion. Does pack a pretty good punch right there, right? You have these large, gigantic engines on the side. I love the way this look. It really gives it, like I said in the beginning of this video, it really does give it that kind of like RV type feel. You have this large hull, this huge kind of like cargo bay back here. And I think they really did a good with the design. Now, the landing gear, man, I really thought the landing gear was going to have some more of a heavier duty, like fold out. But so this kind of surprised me when it came out with that type of landing gear. But to be honest with you, now after flying around in it a bit, it works. I have no problem with the ship and landing and keeping it level. So yeah, bravo on that. I love the design. I love the side wings, and I love having the large center engine. So I did leave it on for this video so you can kind of see them actually lit up. Fantastic. I love the little red on the wingtips. They did a really good job design with this. Now, I know MISC isn't for everybody. I know that some people don't like the cockpits. It's harder to see out of. I don't really have an issue with it. I thought this was a cool design with the really long dash, and I will show you that. But man, to get this started with, let's take a look at this cargo bay. And man, what a cargo bay it is. You can fit just about anything you want. I know there's other videos where people are showing more of what can fit ship-wise. I know like an M50 will fit, a Pisces will fit, a couple of Furies will fit. You can fit some cool little ships in here. It works fantastic. But for the RV sake of it, for the recreational type, I thought it'd be fun to do this. Now, for running bunkers, I threw my Nursa in here. I have a bed. I don't have to worry too much about waters, things like that. I have my Atlas right here for any major cargo runs I want to do. You can always ditch these 2 vehicles and leave the Nursa and the Argo if you want to use the cargo on the side. So the whole thing in total holds 224 SCU of cargo when you're not blocking the sides right here. So that is quite a bit of cargo, especially for the ship, and I think the price of it, I think it's priced pretty well for what it can do and what you can do with it. So you can see, guys, there's tons of room here. You could have fit, I could have really scooted this up in here, but I was trying to kind of play it like more realistic so you wouldn't be blocking these cargo bays. These cargo deck kind of elevators. Now these go up straight to the habitation deck. So these go straight up. And we'll get to these in a minute. But you have one on each side. I thought that was really cool. Very fast entry for whatever side of the ship you just might as well happen to be on. Now, getting into the center. This is your total center cargo bay. What I love about this is you have both sides. So if you're running a bounty and you're looting cargo and things like that, you have access to both sides of the ship. It's so simple. It's easy to transfer the cargo across if you have a tractor beam gun, but it's easy enough just to spin the ship around to the other side and load it all up. Now these are 2 boxes like outward, and you can stack 2 boxes high, and that, I mean, you can see, guys, this is quite a bit of cargo. Not to mention, you can actually fit some of these little go-karts back here, these PTVs. You can actually fit those on there along with a multitude of other, you know, smaller vehicles like Pulses, Dragonflies, and things of that nature. So that is the total cargo bay area. It's very fantastic. Like I said, this is a fantastic hauler, guys. So moving on here, we have the elevator. This goes up to the habitation deck or the technical deck, and it also goes all the way to the ground. So already you have one entrance back there to get in. You have two here on both sides you can get in. So that's two ways to get in. This is another third way to get in. And of course over here you have your docking port, which also opens just fine. So you have a fourth way in. This is great for EVAing. I pretty much use this for EVA. So lots of ways here, right? In the event the elevator, you lose power, you do have these nice little ladders that go up. This is one ladder in the whole ship, I believe. So moving on, got your fire extinguisher, you got your armory. Moving on to the armory. Now, one little glitch at the time of making this video is in this fourth spot over here. If you put the weapon in there, it ends up being under the floor here. So watch out for that if you're storing them. Also, I'm having a little bit of trouble storing certain guns. It seems like it just wants to take mostly like shotguns, assault rifles, and things like that. So this may be more of a smaller type, I guess, armory. I'm not really been able to get like light machine guns or my sniper rifles in there. I'm hoping that is just a glitch on my end. And of course you can put utility tools up here or 6 pistols. So not bad for an armory. You have your 4 suit lockers for your 4 crew members. This is, like I said, this is a great 4-person ship. You have a little bench and you have little cubbies that you can store like 1/8 SCU containers in there for ammo or, you know, anything else you want to do. Scopes, you know, magazines, sights, silencers, things of that nature as well. So this is the bottom deck. This is the full bottom deck. Now we're going to go ahead and we're going to move up and we're going to take the elevator on this one and we're going to go to the upper deck. So here's your little elevator. Fun animations there, pretty good in my opinion. And now we are on the habitation deck. So let's go ahead and move on to the fun part. Now this is where the ladder would have came up, right? So let's have fun and move back here. Now this is the party area. This is the party area of mine. My little RV here. Got our little plushies and things like that. Nice little decorations on the shelf. So many places to kind of put your loot that you found around. And you know, in the day when the day comes where you don't lose your ships and things like that, it's going to be fantastic. You know, when keeping your ship alive means the most, and I think that's going to be great rather than, you know, just claiming them all the time, which we know is like super easy at the moment because of just, you know, game being in the alpha state. But, you know, maybe later in 4.0, maybe closer to 1.0 when it comes along, where losing your ship will matter a whole lot more. It's going to be a lot more fun to kind of keep your decorations and keep your loot on the ship and things of that nature. I actually am really hoping they have that tier 3 like high level warranty in the game where it actually replaces and puts your ship back just like it was with everything on it, or at least everything that you had goes back to your inventory that was on the ship. So moving on, we have our little kitchen. Got my little cookies out, and you know, it's a nice kitchen. Now we all know that this is just, you know, for aesthetics. None of this really works. Maybe in the future, maybe with crafting, things like that. Maybe, who knows? Maybe eating food or fixing certain food or something like that will give your character a boost. You can sprint longer, or you have a little bit more health, or who knows what's coming along with that, right? It does have a wonderful, beautiful pool table in it that, of course, you know, can't really use right now, non-functional. But hey, I can see this definitely coming at some point where maybe we'll be able to play a minigame of pool like we can with the chess. But it's a beautiful pool table at that. I love that it has the MISC logo on it. And my 2 little pets, that's kind of their hangout at the moment. Now moving on to the back, we have our habitation area, which is our rooms. Now this is my room. I'm using Hab 1 for my kind of captain's quarters. A little smaller, but I like it. Works pretty good. Got some fun little things hanging out right there. We have dual beds, so you don't get lonely out in the verse. Moving around, we have our second Hab, which is our Hab 3. Now these seem to be a little bit bigger because these actually have shelves where you can actually store, you know, you can store your 4 armor pieces, you can store 1/8 SCU boxes, and things like that. So that's a pretty cool storage area. Also, you have the dual beds, and you have your area up here. Now, this storage in every single one of these tabs, it's separate. It does work. You can see you can actually get into the internal storage, and it's 650K. So not, you know, little less than 75% of an SEU. All of them do have this exact same bathroom. You can see, fantastic. You can see yourself in the mirror. It says visit Pyro, get crabs. Pretty cool. Shower, toilet. You can actually pick up the amenities in here, like your shaving cream, shampoo, soap. Nice little touch there, I thought, personally. Now, the other side, you can see we have Hab 4, which is exactly the same as Hab 3. You have your area, and then again, you have your smaller Hab right here, which is Hab 2. So the front two are 1 and 2, and you can see it doesn't have the big storage, so it's a little bit smaller. But again, you do have your storage up here, so it's pretty fantastic. 650. Gives you room to store a little extra stuff in your actual, I guess, personal ship storage. Now, on the back of the ship, we have our engineering compartment. You can see right there, engineering. And we're going to come back, and they did, this is my opinion, I think this is one of the better engine looks right here for a ship around this size. I absolutely love this. It's fantastic. I love that it has it in, when your ship is damaged and stuff, it changes colors. You know, the engines go crazy. They spark, things like that. You have your quantum drive, and you have all your amenities right here for your engineering, your coolers, you have your shield generators, and it's just a quick click of a button for them to open. Very easy to switch stuff out. There's your little fuse panel to store an extra fuse there. And it's that easy, guys, on all sides of the ship. Very simple to click. You can go through these extremely fast. So yeah, that is actually our engineering. Glad they put a fire extinguisher there. That helps a lot. I think they just did a really good with this engineering bay. It gives you enough room for when you're going to manually swap this stuff out. It's easy to get it through the big door and put it down. Now, for those rear elevators that we talked about beforehand, right? Now, you've got one on each side, and here they are. Right here, you have your elevator that goes to your bottom deck. That will take you straight to the cargo bay where all your vehicles were. So you have like 2 extra separate ways of getting up to this kind of habitation deck. I thought that was a really cool touch. There's just so many ways to get in and out and get to where you want to be, you know, in a timely manner, I guess is what I would like to say. Now, last but not least, guys, let's move up here. Now we have our, you know, escape pods. I'm not sure if these are ever going to work. They're really cool, but I hope one day, like if we get into trouble, we would be able to you know, EVA and eject in these pods and throw a beacon and have somebody come pick us up. That would be absolutely amazing gameplay. Maybe you go stealth and off to the bridge. So this left seat controls the top front turret, and this right seat controls the back rear turret. Again, those turrets are the dual size 4s. Pilot seat to the left, and you have your co-pilot seat to the right, and the pilot has control over the 4 size 4s on both sides. Now you have your relays, radar, things like that that are going to come into game, and of course, you know, your avionics, and of course you have your fire extinguisher on the bridge. And that's really it, guys. That is the total sum of this, you know, Starlancer Max. It really is. I just fell in love with this. Like I said, you know, the view from the pilot seat, and I can show you that real fast. It's not exactly for everybody, but I think they did a pretty good job with it. Let's see if maybe this game will actually let me into the seat. Oh, got the fun animation here. Really slow, and we should pop right in. There we go. Gotta love Star Citizen. I'm sure that's going to be worked on. But yeah, the view from the pilot, I can understand some people not liking it. They like the more open ships. But you can see, I mean, you can see if you turn to the left, I mean, you can see quite a bit. I just don't have a problem with it, especially in combat. I've got a pretty wide view here of things I can see. So, one last thing before I let you guys get out of here. One tidbit of fun. These windows right here actually have some fun blast shields, and you don't even have to sit in the seat to get to them. You can hit F and they close. I thought that was another nice little touch. Now, we don't have a blast shield up front. I would love to see that. I hope that's something maybe they're going to revisit. I hope that's a requested feature that maybe somebody will get up on. That's actually a good thing for me to check later to see maybe if I can, second that. But yeah, guys, I hope that helps you with the interior. Okay, guys, real fast to finish this, I wanted to pop into Urkel Games just to kind of go over the basis of what it comes with stock. Now, one thing I didn't talk about was the missiles, of course, pilot controlled, and you're going to get 8 size 3, which is pretty good for a ship that's a hauler, right? They are size 3, they hit pretty good. Leaving them at electromagnetic, that's pretty much what I've been using lately. I'm seeing more hits with electromagnetic than I am with the other types of missiles currently. Unless you're like using size 2, which of course I would just splatter them with the rattlers. Now, like I said, it has the 4 pilot controlled, which are the size 4s, the M6As, cannons. These aren't bad. I tried the Omni Skies, which were fine as well, and I've also tried changing these to cannons as well, and that seems to work pretty good. You just get a lot of kind of like alpha damage with it. To each their own when it comes to this. I know a lot of people like attritions, and they actually do work pretty well on this as well. When it comes to shields, they have an industrial grade C. Power plants are competition A, which is absolutely that's so different for a ship that is a hauler. You have competition grade B on the coolers, and your quantum drive is a competition grade C. So competition components on a hauler is something different that you don't normally see. Honestly, the ship runs very well with these components. There's not really a need. Maybe upgrade the shields a little bit to something a little bit better. Maybe just go ahead and throw your military A on there. But otherwise, it does pretty good. Power plants being a competition A does well. This isn't really a combat ship, but can perform pretty good in my opinion. But these are just the basic components, guys. When it comes to shields, it's pretty easy to come in here and find what you want in Urkel. Going with the military, the FR86 is probably what I would just leave it at. As the game moves on, this is 324.3. As it moves on, you can select 4.0 and see what the difference are. And it's really getting to the point in the game where I think putting what you want and what works for you on the ship works the best. So guys, this is where I will actually leave you. Thank you guys so much for the support. I really hope this little kind of walkthrough, overview, kind of review, and kind of show off of the Starlancer was helpful for anybody who's kind of on the fence. I've absolutely just loved flying the ship around. It's very heavy, it's very RV type ship, and that's kind of the reason why I fell in love with it. So guys, thank you again, and as always, I will see you guys on the next video.